Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to choose what your desired reality looks like. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. I heard from several of you now that have been saying, Tom, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted with imagining. I'm exhausted with wanting this. I'm exhausted with affirming it and not getting it, not seeing or having my wish fulfilled. And I just don't know what else to do. I'm just tired. Well, guys, we're going to talk about this today and more. I've talked about this quite a bit in other videos, but I really want to hit it from a different angle today. And we're going to talk about the mirror reality, the dual mirror, and we're going to talk about the idea of scripts. And I've left some links below, 4 or 5 videos, I believe, that really hit this idea. But here's really where I want to start. That in choosing your desired reality, choosing your life, choosing your wish fulfilled is not about doing, it's not about desiring, and it's not about changing anything, and it's not about making anything happen. It's simply about choosing what you want and then moving and walking in that assumption that it's yours. That's really what it's all about. That's what I want to hit today. Here's what I want to tell you. You have the freedom to choose what your reality looks like. That's your free will, freedom of choice. What makes you exhausted is after you make that choice, you try to make it happen, or you try to do it into reality, right? Or you want to change current manifested 3D reality. You want to change a script that has been written, a film that has been shot, right? A film that's already been shot, you can't change. What can you do? Choose a new reality. Choose a new film role. Choose your wish fulfilled and roll that slide in your head. Imagine that, illuminate that future, light up your future and move towards it, right? It's effortless. And today I'm going to really talk about that. Then I'm going to give you 3 points to do. We can call them steps, I guess, but there are 3 ways when you're exhausted, when you've had enough of this, to move towards it, right? To really move vibrationally, really move within to the fulfillment of your desire. Okay, so this is going to be exciting today. Remember, you choose by removing your attention from the already manifested 3D reality to your desired reality, right? It's your attention on the already manifested. It's your attention on the reflection. Remember, the dual reality mirror works like a regular mirror, but it's the opposite. So when you look into a regular mirror, you see your reflection. Imagine if you just started like a cat pawing at the mirror, trying to change your reflection, trying to chase your reflection, right? It's because we're trying to chase our reflection, we're trying to change it, right? That it's in vain, that we get exhausted. Instead, remember, in a regular mirror, the reflection's on that side of the mirror and you're the image, right? But in the reality mirror, you're the reflection. Everything in 3D reality is the reflection of the image on the other side of the mirror, the metaphysical image created by your assumptions, by your thoughts, by your beliefs, by your feelings. And we're going to hit this today. So choose by removing your attention from the already manifested or the reflection to your desired reality. Remember, the script is written. A Course in Miracles says this, but they're even talking about it in a greater context, which I'll get to in a few minutes. But I want to say that the script you're on right now, the manifested slide, right? If you're in a film role, you're only in the manifested frame. You're in the manifested frame and you're trying to change that frame. Instead, you want to illuminate the next frame, the future frame, where you want to be. You want to light up your wish fulfilled. You want to imagine your desired end, as opposed to fighting with already manifested reality, fighting with the effects of manifested reality, because that's what we're doing. If you're not choosing your reality, you're reacting to it. You're reacting to the already manifested. Hear this, right? And we're going to talk about this a little bit further. When you react to the people, events, and circumstances in the 3D world, you're binding yourself to them and recreating and creating them in that moment. Do you hear this? You're creating them in that moment, but you're actually recreating them because you already created that. You're reacting to your own manifestations, to your own reality that you're projecting and perceiving at the same time through your consciousness. It makes no sense. Instead, you've got to move within to where you want to be, right? Focus on how you want it to be, and it will be. Let's really hit this today. This is the dual mirror reality. We've hit this in other videos, and I've left links below. But here's how it works. On this side of the mirror is 3D reality. That's physical reality. That's a reflection, manifested reality. That's the past. On the other side is the metaphysical. That's the image. That's the unmanifested future. But behind all of that is ultimate reality. Beneath it all is God, love, and source, or the now moment. And all of that, and these two realities are built on that ultimate reality, right? It includes it. But here's the thing. Notice in physical reality, I made it in black, but not a black solid line, a black dotted line. Why? Because your body, everything in physical reality, the people, events, and circumstances are always changing according to your state of being. And according to really the composite reality within you, right? Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs and assumptions about reality. That's always changing. That is a reflection. And so what you're trying to do is hit the reflection, change the manifested. You're focused on that. Remember, that's the past. There is no past. This is all happening now. But it's what we view as the past. It's already done. That script has been written. You want to move within on the metaphysical side, creating the image of your desire, creating the image of how you want reality to be. And then that will be reflected back into 3D reality. When? Immediately. It starts being reflected back immediately, right? That's why you need to persist in that wish fulfilled. That's why you need to stay and assume that reality and know and stand in that knowing, in that faith that you are it. Because it will coalesce into the image that you have created on the other side, on the metaphysical side. So look at it this way. If you can see the reflection, the manifested past. That's the same thing as, remember we talked about that the realities are like film rolls. And there's an infinite number of film rolls or alternative or parallel realities to choose from. And each film roll has a script. And that script is fixed in that film roll. You can't change that script. It must play out. But what you can do is choose a new film roll or choose a new reality that has a new script, right? But here you are in your current script, your current reality, if you want to call it that. In the manifested frame, that's your reflection. That's the reflection. The image on the other side of the mirror is here. It's the next frame or the next frame. It's the future frames. You see that? That's you illuminating that image. That's where you're stuck. You're fighting the current frame, which keeps you trapped, which keeps you bound to that current reality. That's why you feel exhausted. That is exhausting because you can't change anything. You can't change that script. It just gets you more bound to the script. In fact, it actually moves you to more unfavorable scripts, right? You move to scripts that look a lot like this one, but even worse, as you fight that current slide, as you try to fix already manifested 3D reality. Instead, create the image of how you want it to be. Illuminate that future slide. Imagine your wish fulfilled, right? You are either composing your desired reality or opposing the already manifested 3D reality. Hear this, right? So what happens when you fight the frame or when you fight the reflection? You go unconscious, right? You're no longer consciously aware of creating, you're no longer creating your future. You're getting stuck in the past. right? And now you're being moved not by free will, by the script. Do you hear that? You have the free will to choose. But after that, you've got to move with that script. And as you move with that script and continue to illuminate your future, you will move to favorable realities, favorable film roles. But as you fight it, as you put your focus on the outside world or on the thoughts about the outside world, right? You now get trapped in the script. And you're now you're now manifesting unfavorable realities, right? You're opposing the script, right? As opposed to consciously moving with it. You always have to follow the script in any one film role. But you're either following it consciously or unconsciously. Consciously means you're aware of it and you're rolling or you're illuminating your future slide. You're imagining what you want to be next, or what you want to have next, through the conviction of knowing it's already yours, right? But if you're in your current frame, desiring it, wanting it, craving it, and not liking the current frame, and resisting it and opposing it, now you have gone unconscious, and the script will have its way with you. Do you hear that? Right? Because instead of moving to favorable scripts and changing to favorable film roles that have favorable scripts, you're now locked into that unfavorable script and will move to more unfavorable lifelines and more unfavorable scripts. That's what we're talking about today, guys. So let's hit this a little bit more. When your attention is on the reflection in front of the reality mirror, that is the manifested frame. Do you see that? That's the manifested frame. Let me just go back to that. Here's the mirror. When you're focused here on this reflection, on the physical 3D world, you are trapped in that manifested frame, right? You're trapped. You can't move. The script will move you unconsciously, as opposed to you consciously moving with the script, knowing that as you consciously move with the script, you're inserting new film roles, you're choosing new realities that have new scripts that are favorable, and you're moving to your wish fulfilled, right? So when your attention is on the reflection in front of the reality mirror, that is the manifested frame right here. Then you are completely immersed in the script, unconsciously, right? That's what all the metaphysical teachers talk about when the idea of not having free will. You always have free will to choose in any moment. But when you get immersed in the script, you stop choosing. You think you're choosing, but really you're being led by the script through your reactions, through your reactions to 3D, reactions to what you believe are unfavorable conditions, or conditions that are not what you want. Do you hear that, right? You're being moved or led unconsciously by the script. That's what it means to have no free will, right? You are no longer choosing, you are reacting. If you're not choosing your reality, you're reacting to the current reality, right? Even when you're doing nothing, right? Now, we'll talk a little bit about you don't have to 24/7 be imagining your wish fulfilled and hammering away at it. You simply just set the intention and then move with the script consciously. And you will be led along the path of least resistance over the bridge of incidents to everything that you want, right? You're no longer choosing, you're reacting, right? You're no longer composing, you're opposing, right? When you're not consciously creating your reality, you're opposing it. You're resisting the current one. You're saying, I don't want it, right? Right? You are trying to change rather than choose, right? You're trying to change the reality, right? It's enough just to set your intention that this is what I want, and then look at everything in 3D reality as leading you there. Look at everything in 3D reality as favorable and good and on the path of least resistance. That will get you there, right? That's what I mean by choosing. That's choosing, right? You're choosing by following the script consciously, by setting that intention and then moving to your wish fulfilled, right? That's big. So, Tom, I'm exhausted. I've heard this now several times over the last few days, and I get it. It's exhausting to fight your reflection in the mirror. right? It's like standing in a regular mirror and trying to change that reflection by hitting the mirror or whatever, right? It's the reflection, remember. So the 3D reality is the reflection. That's 3D. That's the image. That's where you got to go, behind the mirror, and change that image. Illuminate your future. Light it up, right? Imagine your wish fulfilled. Or simply set the intention of what you want and then move in that conviction. Assume it, be it, and live it. That's enough. It will move you there, right? Resisting and trying to change a script that's already written is exhausting, right? Because you remember, the script in that film roll is set, but you're trying to change it. That's exhausting because it gets worse, right? As you try to change it, the reason it gets exhausting is because you've now moved to more unfavorable film rolls, and then you dig in more, and it gets more exhausting, and you keep trying to imagine and affirm your way out of that problem, right? Out of that current slide. And you can't do it because you're trying to move to fulfillment from a place of non-fulfillment, from a place of frustration, from a place of irritation, from a place of unhappiness, from a place of feeling that you don't have what you want. You can't get there, right? Using your 3D willpower to change and influence the people, events, and circumstances around you, or in other words, your reflection in the dual mirror or current manifested frame, is exhausting, right? Think about it when you've tried to change people's minds, or when you try to get people to do what you want, or you try to change events, or you start fighting with customer service over something, or any circumstance. You dig in more. Maybe you get them to bend to your 3D will, but watch the events that happen around it and after. It never leads you to everything you want. What it does, it makes you unconscious, and you're no longer lighting up your desired future, right? You're no longer lighting up your ideal life. Right now you're banging it out in a film role you didn't choose, in a script that you don't want, because you went unconscious and you're trying to fight it. Right? That's what we're talking about, right? The people so trying to escape the 3D reality maze is exhausting. That's what think of it, and we've talked about this before, and Vadim Zeland. I'm going to leave links below to his books because a lot of this is based on his teachings. And he talks about the labyrinth or the maze. There's no way out. That maze is built with the walls of importance. The walls of desiring and wanting and needing and craving something to happen. You can't get out by desiring it, wanting and craving it to happen, by feeling that you're not good enough, or life is not, this is not what I want in life. The walls get stronger. Instead, you move to what you do want, and you take your attention off the unwanted, and then you reduce the importance, knowing it's already yours. There's no reason to have unbalanced importance on that. And the walls crumble. That's your way out of the maze, right? There's not a way out. The way out is letting the walls of importance, the walls of resistance, right? The walls of you wanting things to be different. Let that crumble, and then you're out of the maze, right? So let's hit this a little bit more. Move your attention from the reflection to the image on the other side of the mirror. Stop chasing your reflection, right? Like a little kitty playing with the mirror, thinking it's going to catch its image. You can't chase the reflection. You'll never find it. Move to the other side of the image. Move your attention from the manifested frame to the future frame, like we saw in the film strips that represent realities, right? Remember, 3D reality is only that current frame, and it's always moving, right? It moves all the time. It's only for a moment, and then it moves. 3D reality is always changing, right? It's always moving, right? Physical reality is changing and is temporary, and it's always changing according to your state of being. That's the good news. That means you're not stuck with anything, right? That means there are no setbacks. There are no comebacks that are necessary. and that and there's nothing to regret, and there's nothing to have anxiety about the future. It's all happening right now. That's big. Imagine and illuminate your desired future by choosing and assuming it. See any manifested frame that is an unwanted reality as evidence of who you no longer are and a reality that you no longer occupy. Hear this. This is big. Because as you know, you're in this 3D reality and it's always changing. But it looks a lot like it did a moment ago. And that's where it trips you up. Right? You don't give the image a chance to coalesce and form. Because it's forming, it's changing, and so is in 3D reality. So see any manifested frame that you're in, and you're in a new frame now, and now, and now, and now. That manifested frame is always moving, right? But where is it moving to is the question. So see any manifested frame that is that's an unwanted reality, that you judge as unwanted, as evidence of who you no longer are, and a reality that you no longer occupy. There's your freedom. There's your way out, right? Instead, see it as when you see something that is unwanted, you just say, that's no longer who I am. That's no longer a reality that I call forth. I declare and call forth my desired reality, right? So you will then be moved by God power. You don't need willpower now. Now you're going to have the source energy. The power that creates worlds, the power that pumps your blood and keeps your heart beating and keeps you breathing, right? Without you lifting a finger, without you having to do anything. That keeps the planets in orbit, right? Keeps the sun coming up. All of that. You will be moved by that God power, the power that creates worlds versus the 3D willpower that is exhausting, trying to change reality through willpower. Whew. Wow. Use your God power, right? If you are feeling resistance, creating an imaginal scene of your wish already fulfilled, or in illuminating your future frame, take a light, soft touch. This is what I wanted to share with you today. So when you're at this point where it just feels exhausting, and really, even when it doesn't, this light touch will get you everything that you want and more. It puts you in the allowing state. It puts you in the receiving state of receiving your desires. God knows what you want. You set your intentions. You don't have to keep beating that drum, right? You don't have to keep beating it and saying, I want this, I want this, I want this, and I need to imagine, I need to affirm it every second or I'm not going to get it. That's what's keeping it away, right? So it's okay to imagine when it feels good, when it feels natural, when it feels like you're already in fulfillment. But do this. 1, declare a resistance-free intention. For example, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if my SP called me and we had a nice dinner and we were back together? Wouldn't it be nice if I inherited or won a bunch of money? Wouldn't it be nice if I was living in my dream home? Whatever it is, this takes the resistance off it immediately. I think Abraham Hicks and other spiritual teachers have recommended this as a way to release resistance, right? Declare a resistance-free intention. Why? An intention is an intention. You think, oh no, I've got to put some more weight on this intention so God hears it. God knows, right? Before they call, I will answer, right? And while they're still speaking, I will hear. God knows it all. Come on, it's all it is, right? And so resistance-free intention. 2, create a beautiful reality amalgam to your reality mirror. This is where Vadim Zeland in Reality Transurfing talks about the Venetian mirrors. That the composite behind them was like a gold composite. So whenever you would look into a Venetian mirror, it would have a glow to it. The image would feel warmer. You would feel more vibrant, right? It had a different hue to it. Make your reality mirror have a hue that is comforting, that's warm, that's peaceful, that's loving, that shows you that you have everything you want. A hue of fulfillment, right? Maybe it's things are always working out for me, or God or the universe always has my back. Whatever you say, whatever you think, make that your amalgam. Make that the hue that creates the reality around you as a warm and loving. Because remember, the universe and God only wants what you want. So there's nothing getting in your way but you, right? And now you're not, because we're going to release the resistance. We're going to create a beautiful reality amalgam to your mirror. Things are always working out, or God, the universe, always has my back. The world always looks out for me, whenever it works for you, right? And then 3, remember it's the game of life. Be fun and playful about it. You're forgetting to have fun. That's why we're here. We're here as individualized aspects of God, of all that is, of that one energy, of that one love, to enjoy a part of this totally evolved being that we are. We're here to enjoy part of that multidimensional being that we are, and we get to choose that in any moment. Have fun with this. Try this. Because when you do, things will do a 180. And then when you feel comfortable and you want to speed it up and you want to rev it up, you want to give it some horsepower, then you can imagine your wish fulfilled, right? Or you can light up and roll that future slide. Right now you're invincible. Now there's nothing holding you back. That's powerful. A Course in Miracles, a lesson 158. I said earlier that A Course in Miracles says the script is written. But and of course, all scripts are written when we talk about the infinite number of realities. But even on a larger level, what A Course in Miracles is saying is the script is written, time is done. That love is the only thing there is. Here's what A Course in Miracles says. Time is a trick, a sleight of hand, a vast illusion in which figments come and go as if by magic. Yet there's a plan behind appearances, right? That does not change. The script is written. That's what A Course in Miracles is saying. It's saying behind everything, and I'll show you this as I showed you earlier, behind everything, behind the different realities that you're creating through your images, is that love or source energy or the now moment. So behind it all is that great love, is that Christ mind, is that Christ energy, right? So and then it goes on. Here is a quiet place within the world, made holy by forgiveness and love. All contradictions end, for here the journey ends. So A Course in Miracles is saying you can find that place while you're in the world, right? It's a quiet place. It's that I amness, right? It's you going into that I amness. It's a quiet place within the world made holy by forgiveness of love and love. Right? It's about, we forget the love piece. I talked about this when we're creating our reality. We think we're in love, but we're in anxiety. We're in wanting. We're in lack. We're in needing something to happen. And that's not love. And that's not forgiveness. Remember, forgiveness is really the idea that we're not separate from anything or anybody or even our desires. Right? And so forgiveness is a way to say, I made an error and thought I was separate, but I'm not separate. That's really what forgiveness is, right? It's forgetting to identify with your imagination as being one with your imagination. It's forgetting to identify with your wish fulfilled, knowing it's already within you. That's the love. That's what we're talking about. Just know that all your desires are a sure thing. Your desire is a sure thing, and eternity is a sure thing. You can't miss eternity. It's within you. I really want you to know this today, right? That's how to move the 3D reflection to your desired image on the other side of the mirror. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, like and share our videos. That's how we get our message out. Hit us up on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful, on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin. You can also follow us on Facebook, I think, at Be Something Wonderful. Oh, our group. We have a group called the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors. Lost my train of thought there for a second. The Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors. Join them. And also you can follow us, you can visit our website anytime at tomkearin.com or besomethingwonderful.com. Guys, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. See you soon.